All right, this one says an equilateral triangle has an altitude length of 36 feet. So let's first just sketch what an equilateral triangle might look like. Equilateral means all sides are exactly the same. So this side is the same as this side is the same as this side, which means, by the way, each of these angles here would be 60 degrees. Okay, because they're all three the same side lengths, then these all three angles would also have to be identical. And the only way to add up to 180 is 60, 60, and 60. Okay, so now we're going to say, okay, well, got this set up. It's not a 30, 60, 90. It's a 60, 60, 60 triangle. But it does say there's an altitude. An altitude is how tall it is. If I want to know how tall this was, I'd go from the peak straight down to the ground, right? Now, the altitude length, this line right here, it says is 36 feet. But notice when I did this, it divided this into two triangles that are 60, 90, and notice this is, that would be 30. Both of these would be 30 now, right? So here we have a 30, 60, 90 triangle now on this side right here and on the other side, actually. But I know that this is 36. It says determine the length of a side. Okay, well, that's a side right there. So let's just go, well, okay, let's see if this is in this 30, 60, 90 triangle that's right here, right? I'm just looking at this triangle that's right here. In this triangle that's right here on the right-hand side, this is the long leg. This would be the short leg. So the short leg equals the long leg, 36, divided by the square root of 3. So 36 over the square root of 3. And then I say, okay, well, if this is 36 over the square root of 3, to find this, which is a side, I could just do this times 2, because the hypotenuse equals the short leg times 2. And if I just figure out the short leg is 36 over root 3, I can say hypotenuse equals the short leg, 36 over root 3 times 2. And we're just going to multiply straight across. Square root of 3 times 1 is the square root of 3. 36 times 2 would be 72. I had to think about that. So that is how long one side is. This is not considered simplified, but for now it will be. I'm not going to worry about the square root in the denominator. Eventually we'll have to deal with that, but for now you can leave it like this. One last question on this worksheet. Length of the side of an equilateral triangle that has an altitude length of 45. So basically the exact same kind of question. So I'll save myself some time. Altitude 45, find this. All right, well, first let's find the short leg. So the short leg equals the long leg divided by the square root of 3. The hypotenuse equals the short leg times 2. So the short leg, which I now know is this number, I put right there. So the hypotenuse equals 45 over root 3 times 2. We multiply straight across. 45 times 2 is 90. Square root of 3 times 1 is square root of 3. Again, not simplified, but for now, I'm going to let you leave it like this. And that is all of the 8-3 study guide. Hopefully this was helpful, and you'll remember how to do this when we get to a test.